Hello everyone! We got ourselves a few houseplants recently, because there's more to the hobby than orchids. Barely, but still. Just kidding. But we do enjoy a lot of other types of plants. Jay has a pretty decent cacti and succulent collection, and we have a bunch of other houseplants around the house, and some outside plants. So when we got a few recently, I thought we might as well show them to you. Maybe take the opportunity and repot a couple of them.
Also, you may notice the background looks a little different. We are in the middle of a heat wave and it was unbearable to be in our usual space. So today we are filming in the only air-conditioned room in the house.
First up, the plant that made me place an order online, the Epipremnum Cebu blue. We have a bunch of Scindapsus, Epipremnum, the plants that are all bunched up together and called Pothos, and I've been really wanting this one as well. But it didn't seem to be that easy to find here, so when I saw it for sale online, I just ordered it. I did expect it to look more blue, not gonna lie, but it's still a beautiful plant. On camera it looks way more gray than it is in reality, but I still really love the grayish color that these plants have. It arrived really healthy and it's quite a big plant. Some of the leaves are even showing fenestration. We were thinking about putting it on a moss pole, but now it kind of looks good drooping, so we're not sure what we're going to do with it.
We also got this other Pothos that has really beautiful leaves. This one is smaller and the plant is growing really compact for now, so we aren't going to use a moss pole for this one. At least, not yet.
We also got a couple of begonias recently. The first one is kind of heartbreaking, because we got it just a few weeks ago, and in the meantime it already got some mealybugs. I really hope it got them after arriving, because these plants were not cheap, and I would hope the store would not send them infested. The mealies really took a toll on it, and it's really not looking great. So I'm looking forward to repotting it and cleaning it up, just to give it a fighting chance. I don't know what's with begonias and mealybugs this year, but they seem to have picked them as their favorite meal. I really wanted to get this one, because I find the creepy spikes it has on the leaves really fascinating. I also finally got my hands on the Begonia maculata. It's a really common one to see in collections, but for some reason I couldn't find it for a while without it being really overpriced. As common as it is, the spotty leaves are really gorgeous. I'm so happy to finally have one. And it's flowering. As much as people say that begonias are not grown for the flowers, I still find them really cute and enjoy having them as a little bonus.
I also got an Epiphyllum hookeri, that is a tropical epiphytic cactus. These ones we like to keep inside. It had already flowered, but it came with these beautiful fruits. We're thinking of trying to sow the seeds just for fun. We've done it before with the dragon fruit, but unfortunately we lost part of the footage. The pot also came with some extras. Like with some of the others, I'm waiting for the heat to improve before messing with its roots.
A type of plant that we like to keep outside, because it's colorful and can stand the terrible sun and heat we have here in the summers, are Coleus. We found this beautiful one and wanted to add it to our little collection outside. But with the terrible heat we're having, we're probably going to keep it in the nursery pot and inside until the end of the summer. Today we are definitely going to have to repot the Begonia to clean it from the mealybugs and probably the one Pothos that's been drooping a little, and we want to make sure the roots are okay. The Pothos looks good, but of course it needed to have a nursery plug still in it.
I had some trouble cutting the plug off, because they don't bother removing it, but they still used good quality thick plastic.
We're gonna use the same pot, but we washed it, of course. We're using this aroid mix that was sent to us by the brand to try. Their houseplant mixes seem good quality, and the good thing is that you don't have to bother figuring out what to buy and mix it yourself for your specific houseplant. If you're interested in also trying it out, there's a link in the description with a coupon for 5% off your purchase. To keep these types of plants in the pot instead of trailing off just yet, I like to bend it slightly and have the new shoots circle the edge of the pot. I sometimes hold them with chopsticks because takeaway people never listen when I say there's no need to send us chopsticks, so we always have these lying around. Next we have the sad Begonia. It was much bigger when we first got it, but the damn mealybugs are fast. I want to make sure I clean the stems really well from dead leaves and pieces of media, so there's nowhere to hide for the little bastards. I'm also going to spray it with our alcohol mixture just in case. I'm going to be using a smaller pot, because there's not much plant left. And now we get to see if this one makes it.
that's it for today. Like we said, we're waiting for the heat to go before we repot the others. We are also debating using a moss ball for the Cebu blue. It looks pretty just trailing, but since it's a bigger plant, we wanted to see if we can increase the leaf size and fenestration with a moss ball. What do you think? We don't have much experience with these plants yet, so any advice would be appreciated. If you have any other type of videos you'd like to see relating to our houseplants, let us know in the comments. We're more than happy to make them.
Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.